So this week we've been solving equations. We started earlier in the week by doing one-step equations where you only had to do one thing in order to find the answer. Then we did two-step equations. Yesterday we started multi-step equations where you had to do 3 or more things to get x by itself and find the answer. And today we're going to continue doing that with your assignment. But before we do that, I want to go over the steps one more time and do one more example problem so that you will be ready to do your assignment on your own. So anytime we're solving an equation or an inequality or doing any math problem, the first thing that we always need to do is get rid of the parentheses. That's right, we got to distribute. So that's the first step we're going to do. So we're going to distribute. I want to multiply everything that's inside the parentheses by whatever number is outside. So in our example, which is 3 times the quantity of x plus 1 plus 7 equals negative x minus 10 minus x, the only parentheses we have are here, the x plus 1. So I'm going to take both of those things, the x and the 1, and multiply each of them by 3 because 3 is the number outside. So 3 times x, 3 times 1. 3 times x will give us 3x. 3 times 1 will give us 3. And since we haven't done anything with the rest of the problem, we just bring those numbers down. After we have distributed, and you can see there's no more parentheses in our problem, the next thing we want to do is our second step, which is to draw the border. We want to separate the left side from the right side of the problem. So I'm going to draw a line just straight down through the equal sign that we will use to keep our left and right separated, which is going to be important for our next step, which is to combine like terms. We can only combine like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. So I can only combine like terms on the left and then only combine the ones that are like on the right. On the left side we have a variable, a number, and a number. I can put the two numbers together because I can simplify that and figure out what the bigger number would be. So I can combine 3 and 7, which would give me 10. So now we have 3x plus 10 on the left. On the right side, we have a variable, a number, and a variable. I can put the two x's together because they're alike so they can be combined. Negative x minus x would give us negative 2x. And then I still have the negative 10. Now on the left side, all I have is a variable and a number. On the right side, all I have is a variable and a number. We have simplified this problem as much as we could have up to this point. After this, we want to go to the fourth step, which is to add or subtract. Because we want to get all of our x values on the left side of the problem and all of our numbers on the right side. So looking at the problem, I see that I have an x on the left, which is good, but I also have a number on the left side. I don't want this number on the left side. We want it on the right. So we are going to do the inverse operation, or the opposite of adding 10, so that we can get rid of this number on this side. So I'm going to do the opposite of adding, which would be to subtract 10. And then I want to subtract 10 from the other side of the equation because in order for when we do something on one side of an equation, we have to do it to both sides to keep the equation equal. So 10 minus 10 would be 0 or cancels out. That just leaves us 3x. On the other side, we have the negative 2x, and negative 10 minus 10 is negative 20. So now we have all of our numbers on the right side, which is what we want, but we still have an x on the right side. We don't want to have any x's on the right side, we want them all on the left. So I am going to do the inverse operation, or the opposite of minus 2x or subtracting 2x by adding 2x. So I'm going to add 2x here, This will cancel out or become 0. I'm going to add 2x to this side. 3x's plus 2 more x's would give me 5x's. And on the other side, all we have left is the negative 20. So we've completed the adding and subtracting because we have all of our variables on the left and just numbers on the right. Which leads us to the final step, which is to multiply or divide to get x by itself, which will be our answer. So in the problem, x is being multiplied by 5. We're looking for the number that when we multiply by 5 gives us negative 20. So in order for us to get this 5 away from the x, we're going to do the inverse operation of multiplying, which would be to divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and you see when you cross it out, it makes a big 1. So we have 1x. Negative 20 divided by 5 is going to be negative 4. Now we have x equal to a single x, 1x equal to a number, which is our answer, and we're done. You can leave it as 1x, that's not incorrect. You can use the 1 to box your answer. Either way, you're right.